everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pride and Peddlers Round 2. I want to start off this episode by apologizing to every single one of you, because in my zeal to get this scenario back to where I believe it should have been in the first attempt that we did it, I neglected the fact that a lot of you are actually doing this along with me. And to be perfectly honest, I should have explained how I actually got to have around 2.4 mil in the bank early game. So what I want to do in this episode is, first of all, extend my apologies, and I'm going to rectify it now by explaining to you the strategy that I employed to get to that stage. And once we're all caught up, then we're going to continue on with our goals. I'm going to be shifting a little bit here and there because obviously we still have chains we have to manage in these time frames. But for the most part, I'm going to explain how I got here, what to do for your early game, what to look out for, what to produce, what not to produce, and go from there. So again, I do sincerely apologize. I'm going to work on that right now. I've also turned off the NPCs so they don't interrupt me. We're just going to see them pop up in the right-hand corner, but they're not going to be able to say anything. We won't hear them. Okay, so let's begin. When you're starting off in Pride and Peddlers, okay, this is one thing that I have noticed. Always have a free ship available. And before we continue on, I'm going to make a promise to John and rename our flagship as Caladan, because we were actually talking about Dune in the comment section, and I love the Dune universe probably a little bit too much. Fun fact, it's all about the dangers of religion. That is what Frank Herbert was actually referring to for the most part. I believe that is indeed what he was referring to, because it's all about like different conflicts and religious conflicts. It's actually quite interesting. If you haven't actually read the Dune books or anything of the sort, or watched the movies, definitely highly recommend you do it. There's also a new series that's on HBO Max, Dune Prophecy. Haven't watched it all yet, but anyway, getting back to what we're doing. So when you're in Pride and Peddlers, the first thing that you're going to start off with is one flagship, one of these fantastic great steam clippers, and then you're also going to have two of these paddle steamers. Okay, each one's going to have some timber in them, some bricks, some aluminum profiles, and all that good stuff. What you need to do is, at that time, you actually have no part of the map visible except for the top right hand corner, where the game is essentially saying that these are some of the NPCs that you can trade with. Okay, and your task is to actually begin with creating some sort of enterprise here with volunteers that are not going to pay you anything, and you have to essentially build up to the point of becoming a trade demon. Okay, that means that your maintenance costs are going to go up into the wazoo, but at the same time, you are also going to have to produce a lot of stuff to sell. So essentially, this whole scenario is buying and selling. What I didn't understand in the first one is I was legitimately producing everything myself. That is not what this scenario is telling you to do. Essentially, what this scenario is telling you to do is purchase stuff from the NPCs, make your life easier, and then sell it at a better rate back to them. So what an example could be, like if you were to go ahead and buy all the canned food that Margaret Hunt has, later on there might be an event that says, maybe I will buy canned food because canned food is becoming scarce, and therefore it's going to be 2,000% increase. You have 150 canned food in the bank. All you're going to do is take a ship over here, take that over there, and sell it, and you'll make a killing, right? But early game, you can't do that. Early game, the game is actually going to put you in an event for an hour and a half, being for a lot of cash crops, as I like to call them. The most lucrative of those ones early game is going to be the plantain plantations, because they are the fastest to produce and the easiest, because they're not going to need a lot of people in order to man them. So what I did early game is I built 4 plantain plantations right over here, and where I put all of these coffee plantations, I had 4 more, okay? I only optimized the front end with fertilizer silos and tractor barns. So the back 4 were just working as intended. They were just at 30 seconds. And what I was doing is I was just trading a whole bunch of plantains over to Margaret Hunt. Okay, that was the start. Additionally to that, I do want to mention this to you. Do not, under any circumstances, build these silos for the alpaca farms or cattle farms at the beginning. The reason for that is when you go over here, let's say we didn't actually have this one. We'll get rid of this one for now. You are going to need aluminum profiles to build this. You need aluminum profiles, the stuff that you brought over to colonize other islands, okay? So do not use them yet for these particular farms, okay? Keep that in the bank for later. Just utilize them as is, they'll be fine. The next cash crop that I was starting to work on was the cotton, and the cotton has a dual purpose here. The cotton is good because you can make it into cotton fabric to produce sails, or alternatively, you can just sell the cotton fabric to Carl and the cotton itself for a decent price. So like 207 right now he's purchasing that. It's pretty damn decent, right? I believe it's not Isabel, it's one of the other ones who will purchase cotton fabric for an okay price, but what you want to do... Oh, what the hell? Oh, okay, yeah, we have a massive fire over there. Not good. But the thing about this is, right, sales is actually a pretty decent good to sell to Isabel because she will purchase it at a decent rate. Right now it's at 266, and later on this spikes because there are certain events that happen that is considered a military good, and she would sell that or purchase that at a decent rate. That's just, you know, supplementing your income early game is really important. These two are very nice, and this is a good layout to have right over here. And this is what you guys actually recommended to me in the comment section, which is to have a box set and then an outhouse in the middle. So you're actually going to be producing some fertilizer one every 43 seconds with that particular design with Abreras, right? And these guys go through fertilizer very slowly, okay? So you're going to always find that your stockpile is going to be completely full of fertilizer, okay? This would allow you to actually trade it to other islands. Now, the next event that we have here is $1 Million Dung, in which going back to another point here, that I've been purchasing stuff from the NPCs. This is now going to increase the amount of money it's going to require us to purchase dung from the NPCs themselves. So right now it's at 650%, and affected goods with all of those, right? That just, we don't want to purchase this when it's 650% plus, right? Because if we go here, it's not here, it's from her, isn't it? We go here, fertilizer is now at 504 coins. Okay, this is pretty bad. You don't want to start any form of trade to take this from her at all, okay? So right now, we don't even have any trade routes that are bringing fertilizer except for this one. So we're actually going to delete it right now because we're not going to need it. This island that's been actually getting some fertilizer probably has so much in storage that it's not even going to worry about it, right? So essentially what the game tries to do from time to time, and what I was blissfully unaware of, is the fact that it tries to curtail you when it finds out that you're actually trying to make some sort of advancement, okay? So right now the game was like, oh, the player is purchasing a lot of fertilizer. Now I'm going to increase the cost of it for a time, so you will actually get stuck a little bit. Doesn't work that way. Earlier, I was actually purchasing a lot of fuel because, as you can see, I haven't built any oil refineries on any of my oil depots, period, .the end, because I've actually been purchasing it from Margaret Hunt solely. But there was a negative event that happened after the second hour event that actually required me not to purchase anything from her, because a very similar event happened that it actually increased the cost of the fuel, right? If you pre-plan fuel and fertilizer purchasing from the NPCs, you will not run into a problem. That is currently what we've been experiencing, right? When the fuel situation happened, I had enough fuel in stockpile to actually go throughout the entire 20 or 30 minutes of the negative event, and all of these tractor barns still were working. They were all active for every single one of my coffee farms, for my tobacco plantations, for my plantain plantations, and my cotton plantations. Additionally, they were also active over here with my corn plantations, but I still haven't optimized the sugarcane. Now, as far as the goods are concerned, what you really want to be focusing on is going to be obviously getting fried plantain kitchens going and the poncho darners, because your primary workforce at this stage in the game is going to definitely be jornaleros. Now, what I have seen are conflicting reports that from time to time, it really depends on how much obreros you have before you're thrusted immediately into endgame. So I would caution you to go above 2,500 obreros, period, dot the end. That's why we're trying to kind of juggle all of this. And we have a massive Jornalero workforce as opposed to having a subpar obrero workforce for the time being. And this is what I'm honestly thinking is a very good turtle strategy for you, because what you want to essentially do right now is build as much of an income as you can. Tobacco is a very good resource to trade. The problem is that a tobacco farm without any optimizations to it is actually going to take 2 minutes to process some actual tobacco leaves. That's not good, okay? Especially when you have the Admiral over here who will purchase tobacco at 505 coins per tobacco leaf. Okay, he'll pay so much for this. It's ridiculous. Honestly, like if I go to my Great Steam Clipper, it's primarily being loaded with tobacco leaves, more so than anything else, because I don't need to trade anything else right now. Early game, it's a good one to have sales being sold, plantains being sold. You can even go so far as to actually sell the coffee beans themselves. But when you actually get up to the obreras, then it's a very good idea to start overproducing on coffee, because Yauska over here will purchase coffee for 646 coins apiece. Will these prices fluctuate as time progresses? Absolutely, because the game is going to say, now the player is trading a lot of goods that he's produced. And in this particular situation, it's food related. So they might drastically reduce the price of the coffee being sold from 646 to the lowest I've seen of 20. That's horrible. Okay, so that's when you're going to go into the red. But to summarize, what you want to start off with is plantain plantations. Cotton plantations, fantastic to get going very quickly, to get some sales so you get some additional ships. Cotton fabric, excellent idea. Coffee itself, coffee is very good, both to sell the beans and to produce coffee itself from. Tobacco, absolute god tier resource. God tier resource that you can exploit for so much. Later on, you can also go towards, for example, corn exports. Corn exports are also very good because Carl will purchase that for 303 coins apiece. Very, very lucrative. We also have sugarcane. Sugarcane is fantastic, not to sell on its own, mind you, because you can actually purchase it from Isabel over here, but to actually produce some rum. Rum will actually be able to be sold at a decent rate later on as well, with positive events that actually come in here. So like, here we go. Another one right here. Perfect example. Fuel stop. Instead of the dung now being a problem, they're wanting to stop all of my fuel purchasing because I've been buying so much of it, okay? These are the only two that I have seen so far, and I think that's because I've been offsetting it by purchasing so much from them that the game is like, that's more of a problem than him selling all of his crops, okay? That's what I believe it's looking at. I'm not entirely certain. I would just have to do a little bit more individual testing to really determine if that's in fact the case, right? And I think I don't have run out of fried plantains because I've been taking a whole bunch over, so I'm just going to set a minimum stock of whatever, 12. There we go. Now, the next thing is that when you come down to actually colonizing your islands, right, you want to get an island similar to Nova Prosperitum right in the center, as much as you can, with the following resources. At least have plantain fertility. This is very important to start. If you have cotton on there, that's fantastic. Coffee is going to be incredible. Tobacco is going to be insane. If you somehow are an actual god at your roles, you will get plantain plantations here, cotton. Instead of pearl abundance, you would have corn or sugar, particularly corn will actually be a little bit better, coffee and tobacco. These would be a fantastic set, right? But the thing here is that you want to try to colonize islands that are close to your main one, okay? That way the trade from them is going to be relatively fast and you can bring stuff in at a decent rate. So, for example, here, Ducal Garino is a very small island, right? But it has sugarcane, corn, cacao fertility, some saltpeter, herbs, and orchids, right? Overall, very, very solid. It's close, but it's small. So even though it is a smaller type settlement, it's very close and it is very useful. So we have it in close proximity to our main capital of Nova Prosperitum. Additionally, Caldera de Fuego is a larger island, but it does have this obscenely large mountain in the middle here, and it also has this other one over here. So the actual territory is not too large by itself, right? But its proximity and its actual goods to supplement what we have on Nova Prosperitum is fantastic. Some extra cotton is wonderful. Corn is incredible. Coffee, perfect. Cacao later is going to be incredible. And saltpeter, we have an entire beach end that we can utilize that with. You have to pull a little bit of strategic decision making when it comes to this particular scenario. Understand the lay of the land, the resources that you need to get, and how fast you can get them to your main islands. The outlier here is our island of Capua, which has a cement mine over back here. I said literally both of the exact same things. A cement mine all the way back here, okay? The only reason we have this one currently colonized is just for the cement, because we're going to have to take the Southern Cross, right? And we're going to have to bring over the cement as quickly as possible to our main capital building location. Where is it? Now I can't find it. Where the hell? Where is it? Oh, there it is. I'm blind. There we go. We want to transfer it all over here. And the cool thing about having an island that's centered like this is you can build on both sides to have some of these piers. These piers are good for your southern half, along with trading to these two NPCs here. I've found that Paloma is by far the most useless one at the moment. Later on, like, we can consider selling some scooters to her or some wood veneers. That's fine. Right now, it's not worth it because we don't want to overinflate our population to the point of actually selling wood veneers to her. The main sellers, or the people who are going to be purchasing your stuff, are going to be the top 3 NPCs of Carl, Hunt, and the Admiral. And these are who you want to prioritize on. So over in the front here, we actually have 5 total piers that we can actually get stuff from, you know? So that's really the basis for Pride and Peddlers just altogether. When it comes to ships, in the previous one that I was doing, I was actually building clippers. But I want to caution you to their actual upkeep costs, right? With a schooner, it's 15 right now, okay? Right now, I'm fine with schooners. With a clipper, it's 175. Yes, it is faster. Yes, it does have 4 cargo slots as opposed to 2. But the schooners are doing just fine. Your islands are so close that all they need to do is just do a quick sail over here, get what they need, and then come back to your main harbor area, deliver, and keep on going, right? We are also utilizing our 2 paddle steamers. So like one over here and then one over here. So these things are definitely not going to be useless, and they are in fact pretty fast when it comes to their actual deliveries. But again, you only have 2 and you don't have the capability of building other ones. Your flagship is a good one to just keep going at all times. Just keep it free because you're going to be having these little stars pop up in the water, and you want to go pick these up because you have the opportunity of getting items like this, right? Calamari fishery, which is a new input. The building now processes iron, and extra goods being 1 canned food, 1 every 5 cycles. These are stuff that you can find in the water, and they've come up in the form of crates, okay? So, to recap on all of this information, because now I've been talking for 20 minutes straight, do not, under any circumstances, increase your Obero population over 2,500 to the best of your ability. That's the most crucial one. If you do that, some people say it's like 2,800, others say it's 3,000. I like to move on the side of caution. Keep it at 2,500. Problem solved. You have your bricks that are passively being produced. That's fine. Very first crop to work on is going to be your plantain plantations, followed by your cotton. Cotton used to produce cotton fabric into sails. Start selling the sails. Keep a minimum stock in order to actually build some more schooners. Rum is a pretty good one. Oh, look at that. It just exploded. Isn't that fantastic? Rebuild. Thank you. Rum is a fantastic resource to sell only when there is an event for it. Don't sell it before that. It's not worth it. Coffee, on the other hand, is going to be worth it for the long term. You can make money from the actual farms themselves or the coffee roasters. Tobacco is going to be insane. Try to prioritize tobacco. You're going to need both the fertilizer silo and the tractor barns. So don't worry about that. Purchase stuff from the NPCs. Get your fuel from them. They get so much fuel for like literally nothing, as opposed to you going over here needing to optimize all of these and then actually build them yourself. In the event that you actually do have something like this where the game is essentially telling you that you shouldn't be purchasing from them, yeah, go ahead and build a refinery or two, and you can like just have a little bit in the bank while that whole situation is pretty much mitigated. So hopefully that was pretty substantial. I know that this was definitely a bit of a different episode than normal, but we do still have 10 minutes on the clock, so I'm going to turn the NPCs on and start raging. If you guys have any questions, definitely ask them, because I'm more than happy to help out with that. And I got to figure out what the heck is going on with our bursts.
Better, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I know, but you're literally eating up all the plantains. What's the problem? You should have enough. Yeah, you know what it might be? It's probably not enough of the, oh, let's see. It's this thing right here. So I'm going to stop that. I need more fish oil in here. I think that's what the problem is. Yeah, there we go. Bring in some more fish oil as opposed to the sugarcane, which you're over here.
Ready for assignment.
Yeah, here you go. Do this. There you go. That's better. Now, where's my great steam clipper? Or actually, the industrious is right here. I can't even deposit any of that. I don't have enough room. So we're just fluctuating because of our fried plantain kitchens. But the other thing that I've been working on is allowing these guys to actually produce some ethanol and some celluloids. Because, and along with, now we're bringing in some of our cement, right? Is that what you have?
Assist however we may.
Or did I actually deliver it now? If I've delivered it, then I'm going to build the... Oh, yeah, I have. Okay, great. So now I'm actually going to go over here and I'm going to build this reinforced concrete works. And that's actually a perfect spot for it. I'm going to build it right there. How long is it going to take to you to build something? 45 seconds? Not bad. We have enough fuel, so I'm going to actually have to increase the amount of fuel that I'm purchasing from Hunt. So let's actually put the industrious to that route as well. I know this is going to sound on the weird side, but I'm throwing all this fertilizer overboard. I don't need it. I have so much. These guys are producing so much fertilizer as is. The only reason that I was actually purchasing fertilizer was just to keep Ducal Garino going. But it's so funny that the AI actually thinks that's a problem. You've been purchasing too much of our fertilizer. Our cows can't take it no more. Well, I'm sorry. Stop this one because that's not even working. I can go ahead and build this because I do have a obrero population over here. And it would make sense to do it. Just have some more fuel in the bank. But again, I am also purchasing fuel for Ducal Garino. How much do we actually have here? Did it say? Oh, now I can't tell because I built these oil wells on it. That's unfortunate. All right, let's see what we have in here. We have some ponchos. There's another star over here.
Coordinates plotted.
And, you know, I've been trying to stop myself from beautifications and whatnot, but I gotta tell you, man, the fact that the middle section was just empty like that bothered me so much. So I built little roads in between just to keep it all nice and uniform, and I'm gonna keep going until like we actually get all the way over to here, because eventually we will have a huge population, right? We're gonna be producing a lot of stuff in the Artista chain, so right now I'm not really worried about it too much. I can potentially actually consider this, but I don't think I actually have an island set for Calchuk, do I? No, I don't. Okay, which island? This island does have Calchic fertility. So I guess I can come over here next and colonize it. It has some fuel, so I can utilize that as well. I'm gonna keep cheesing the system. I'm gonna keep purchasing fuel from the AI so it doesn't actually reduce my maintenance cost or increase my maintenance costs and whatnot. But on the flip side, it's actually going to allow me to sell my stuff still for a longer time. I want to try to get up to like 15 or 20 mil over here. Oh, that's actually a good time for me to sell all that too.
Empire could learn from the discipline of small businesses.
See, like that right there, 73,000 just coming from tobacco leaves alone it's absolutely insane. What is going on? I think these warehouses are overloaded. That's why. Or I guess I can go
Little
ahead.
ancient knowledge, a bit of imagination, and some things we picked up during the years of fire.
Yeah, I know. I know. You keep reminding me. I want to go get your brain checked out. What's this? We don't have enough timber? Or wood, rather? That's weird. I don't understand why it does that. Oh, because of the population. I don't know.
We assist
Which-
however we may.
Who is actually the problem child here? Because we have the fish oil now here. Wait, did that ship actually deliver what it needed? Please tell me it did. Yeah, it did. That's very, very awkward. I'm not certain why the fried plantain kitchens are causing this much of an issue. I know I'm sending stuff over to another island. That's fine, but I don't think that they're going to be that bad. Because we have plenty of plantains in here that we're not selling. I think we should be good. Am I selling the rum? I think I am selling the rum. Yeah, I'm selling the rum to her. Okay, I'm gonna actually stop that because I would kind of like to keep the rum for our people, if possible. So you have 38 in here. Here, deposit that back. That gives us another ship. What do we have? What can we do with Capua? That's the real question. What can I do with this island? I do have bauxite here. I can actually start mining that. That's not a bad idea. Herbs and orchids I don't have access to. Saltpeter? Where is it? I thought it was somewhere over here. No? No? Well, I mean... This might be an okay spot. Well, you need fish oil for this? I forgot about that. Okay, well, maybe I could produce some industrial oil over here. Because there is a clay deposit as well. But that would also require us to increase the population to Abreras, right? Yes, indeed.
We all want you to succeed.
That's sus. I'm not sure. The chocolate on the other hand, chocolate seems doable. I think I can probably start focusing a little bit more on that. I can in fact purchase the sugar from Isabel and completely cut out the fact that I'm gonna need more sugarcane for that, along with an entire production chain, and instead just make the the chocolate just as is. Alright, what's the other one here? Plantains, absolutely. Well, come over here. You know what? Yeah, I'm thinking about making the chocolate. Well, the grenades are definitely important too. So, I need 10 reinforced concrete. How many do we have?
Aside, boss.
You know, I'm gonna upgrade that once because of just where it is. How much reinforced concrete do we have? It's been working for a hot minute. We have 6. Okay, so it's still going strong. I'm not gonna build another one of those. I don't need it at the moment. Later on, potentially, sure. But we are gonna need probably like 2 or 3 weapon factories, I think. Because these ones are going every 30 seconds, right? These guys are going every 30 seconds. If electricity actually improves this, then that would make it to 45 seconds. Yeah. Oh man, this is actually gonna be kind of cool. Whoa, the size of the building. Yeah, I forgot about that. Let's put this one right over here, and then we'll put another one right over here. And then I'm going to spin it around like so. We're gonna have to put another warehouse around here because I don't want them walking everywhere just to get what they need. We'll put it right in this little cubby corner right here. Is that affecting that at all? No, we're good. It's maxed out in there. I think what I would like to do is also get another tobacco plantation going. Can I build these things like right next to it? No, I would actually have to move this down over here in order to get this another farm actually built up right here. That's actually perfect. Yep. Please build this for me and get to work because I need more of that. And you're having problems there, so go ahead and build that up. How many do I have now? There's 3 over here, 6 on the other, so I have 9. Yeah, that's pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful. I'm trying to purchase as much fuel as I possibly can from Margaret Hunt right now because I know I'm going to need it. These guys actually do need fuel in order to produce the grenades, so I would have to actually have that in stockpile. But I'm very curious to actually see these things start up because I didn't actually build these in the previous attempt of mine. And then what's happening over here? Ah, yeah. So I'm going to get rid of 2 of these so we can actually utilize the workforce. That'll be pretty good. And then you are bringing in more fish oil. I don't think we're going to have another problem with the plantains anymore because I have 4 plantain kitchens working. And they are optimized with electricity and all that good stuff. Yeah, you better. I would like to sell more tobacco leaves for as much as I possibly can, but right now it's definitely not. Wait, is she purchasing celluloids at a higher price? Is that what that's saying? Oh, she is. 2.3k. But I don't want to sell them. It's not worth it as opposed to grenades. It does. It's money. Can I build this now? We are at 9. We need 1 more. Can I just... You know what? I'm going to just do this. We're going to upgrade the rest of this road so it looks all nice. I have 421 bricks in stockpile, so I'm fine. I'll probably do the same over here, actually. I'm going to do it. It's all looking nice and pretty. And uniform and nice. We don't need this section, actually. I can get rid of that road. But I can do it with this one. It'll actually be a little bit faster getting through. Alright, let's see our first weapons factory. Let's go. I spun it the wrong way. That's the wrong building! There you go. Alright. So, how fast are you going to do it? Yeah, 45 seconds. Thought so. Alright, so we're getting our first grenades made. And once we actually have a decent amount, along with fuel... What's your problem?
Raw materials.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's the case, get rid of that one. I don't need to. What I think we're going to have to do is we're actually going to have to build an actual oil refinery around here. So I'm going to actually build this one right here for now.
I can teach you how it works.
No, I pretty much get the general gist on how it works, honey. Okay, so how much do they have? That's 95, 235, 95, 175, 135. This should last me a long time. Okay. So, we're going to be producing a lot of fuel, and we're going to keep it in the stockpile, because I know that negative event is going to hit us like a ton of bricks, no pun intended. So, we have this stuff all situated. We're going to start working on getting some grenades out there. We are also selling a little bit more tobacco leaves. I think we should actually build like 2 more of these plantations. Yeah, I think that's probably the right call. And this one over here, I'm going to have to fix it up just a little bit real quick. And get back here, get rid of like this chunk, and build the fertilizer. Because this is going to be very important to keep our tobacco chain going. So now we have a lot of those. Our population is also pretty solid. I want to see how much are we actually producing with tobacco leaves right now. That's 32 per minute. That's insane. 320. Now it's actually going to go up when we get these other 2 actually with stuff in them. And this one has 735 total with the fuel. It is delivering the fuel to a whole bunch of these other sources, and that's fine. But for the most part, we should be pretty solid. And obviously, we are bringing in some more of the cement, so that's fantastic. That'll go up to 555 total, because that's as much as that mine actually has with cement. And we will get a decent amount of reinforced concrete for the long term. We just have to be a little bit careful with regards to it, because I think there's only one other one right there. Yeah. I don't see another mine, which sucks. Okay, so we're only going to have, like, upwards of 1,000 of this. Yeah. Around 1,000. Yeah. A little over 1,000. Anyway, hopefully you found this episode informative. Now we have gotten into the part of just turtling, making some more money from different sources.
Swindle.
Absolutely. And you're going to keep doing it because you have no other choice. So if you guys have any questions about this scenario, I know I've gone up by about 5 minutes over a timer, but I definitely wanted to make sure that you guys are up to speed with regards to this. And again, I apologize for not explaining my reasoning behind the decisions I've made to get to the point of now having around 3 mil in the bank. So please ask your questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them. If anybody else knows the answers to the questions and see them early before me, let me know and answer your fellow Rantians, because obviously work together. We build the community together, right? Right. Okay, so until next time, my friends, thank you so much. Please consider like, commenting, subscribing, hitting that bell button, sharing it with your friends. Thank you all so much for your continued support with myself and the channel. It really means a lot to me, and I'll catch you on the next episode, my Rantians.